Boy, it is a nice and crisp night on the Great Plains, folks. It's not hot. Today wasn't hot at all. I mean, jean weather, nice short sleeve shirt, and in the evening, kind of cooled off. You want to wear a light jacket, and I just got like this little sweat jacket on. Beautiful weather. Beautiful weather. I mean, this is, I would have to say, my favorite time of the year, when it's getting just cold enough to be cool. If it was a little colder, I'd dig that, you know. I think today's high was 74, 75. You know, if it was the high every day was 68, I'd be fine. Nighttime cools in the upper 30s, that'd be cool by me. Would you look at this beauty right here? Small pipe made by Mr. Brogue. I can't pronounce the name, so I won't even try. The nomenclature is the number 45. If you want to look it up, it's on eBay. It's on Mr. Brogue's website. It's on Instagram. It's anywhere you can find Mr. Brogue stuff. I'm sure you'll find the name of it. I can't pronounce it. Smoking a blend. Boy, I talked in and sucked in some of that smoke right as I talked in. Excuse me. Smoking Brigadier Black Alamo in it. One of my favorite aromatic blends. And I like the rustication on the bottom of this pipe compared to the smooth top of the bowl and the smooth part of the shank. Looks like it's kind of got a little band here. It's not a military bit, but it's got that little band there. I guess we pipe smokers had a fidget spinner before fidget spinners were cool, huh? Just a cheap old pipe temp, little check tool. Always made us happy. We didn't even spin it around and make all sorts of little tricks with it and all that. As you can tell outside, it's my first nighttime video. I've done a couple at dusk, but this is around 10 o'clock p.m. in Kansas time. So I kind of wanted to talk to everybody about guilty pleasures. And there's a difference between what you're into and your guilty pleasure. You know, I'm into Star Trek. I don't feel bad about being into Star Trek. Star Trek is a legitimate hobby that I'm into. I like to watch the episodes. I like to watch all the genres. I've been to a couple conventions. I don't collect action figures. I don't collect any of the memorabilia. I mean, I have a little bit of memorabilia, but I mean, I don't go out and seek it out like memorabilia. I'm a Royals fan. That's not a guilty pleasure. I'm a fan of that team. So I have some memorabilia. I follow the team. That's different than having a guilty pleasure. And by guilty pleasure, I mean it's something that if someone else kind of found out that you're into that, they'd be like, "Wow, that's just a touch strange. I don't know why you're into that particular thing." But the thing is when they're saying that, they're like, "God, I hope they don't find out what I'm into." You know. One of my guilty pleasures is audition videos on YouTube of America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, The Voice, American Idol, Canadian Idol, whoever, Australian, whatever. All those audition videos Uh, not necessarily the story behind them. You know, my grandma passed away, and this is her favorite song. I don't care about that part. But if you can sing the song really well and it sounds really good, then I'm really into it. That's my guilty pleasure. You know, I will watch hours of videos of people singing on The Voice and just enjoy the hell out of it for no apparent reason. You know, I really like covers. I really like covers. My favorite music group is Postmodern Jukebox, which does jazz and old 40s and 50s and even up to the 60s covers of modern pop songs. I love it. And, you know, at a certain aspect, I don't care if anyone knows that that's my guilty pleasure. It doesn't bother me. But because I'm into jazz, a little something that people don't know about me is that in this ear I had a tumor and I had it removed, and I can't hear very well this ear. And in this ear I wear a hearing aid, which you know, so I can't hear very well out of this ear either. So one ear I can't hear out of, and the other ear I'm deaf in. So it's it's one of those old crazy proverbs or crazy sayings, you know. I'm blind in one eye and can't see out the other. Well, I'm deaf in one ear and can barely hear out the other. So I listen to a lot of instrumental music. Stuff like that. So that way I don't have to worry about catching the lyrics. Stuff like that. But I find myself really into jazz, some classical, some opera. You know, if it sounds good, I'll listen to it. But I don't listen to a lot of music with a lot of lyrics simply because I can't make out every lyric. I can't make out every sound that's going on. So I don't listen to it. You know, it doesn't mean I don't like the music. You know, and when I'm alone or late at night or early in the morning when I get home from work, I happen to go to YouTube and I watch some videos. I'll start out with some of the YPTY YouTube Pipe Community, YTPC, and then I might go into some audition videos from, you know, Voice from around the world, or America's Got Talent from around the world, or Got Talent from Britain, or Got Talent from Australia, etc., Thailand, whoever. And I just love these videos. They're fun. I mean, I'm not looking for anything great out of them. I'm just looking for fun. And you know, they're good songs for the most part. Some of them really stink, you know, but I don't listen to those very long. So that's one of my guilty pleasures, you know. And I guess it's not really too controversial or too crazy. But I do like it, you know. I do enjoy listening to those songs sung by other people that are from somebody famous, you know. If someone like, let's just say, uh, you know, All My Exes Live in Texas by George Strait. You know, someone else covers that song on one of these shows. I love it. You know, it's great. I like it when they either speed it up or slow it down, or they do that. You know, they take country and they make it into jazz, or they take a rap song and they make it into a slow pop song or something like that. You know, it's great. You know, so that's my guilty pleasure. And what I want to know is, what's your guilty pleasures? You know, what do you think that people who don't know you or know you just by, say, work association or by neighbors across the street waving hi kind of thing would think that would be silly if that was your guilty pleasure, you know. That's what I would like to know. What is your silly guilty pleasure that you have, you know? And loving Star Trek or the Royals or your sports team, that's not a guilty pleasure. That's just loyalty, you know. That's different. The guilty pleasure is something that, you know, is kind of something that you don't necessarily want to necessarily share with everybody. I really enjoy this shape where the kind of the stem is kind of curved up. It's not quite straight. You know, it's kind of got that Bing's favorite style, which I would like to get me a Savinelli's Bing favorite. Another guilty pleasure of mine. Here's another one. Is I like, not because I'm cheap and thrifty and all that, but I like cheap pipes. This is a Mr. Brogue. This pipe cost me less than 24 bucks, I bet you. I bet you with shipping and everything, this cost me less than $25. I like Medico pipes, Mr. Brogue pipes, Dr. Grabau pipes, Yellow Bowl, K. Woody's. I like all those pipes, Missouri Meerschaum hardwoods, Missouri Meerschaum cobs, Missouri Meerschaum mini hardwoods. I love those little pipes. I all those cheap pipes, I love them. So there's a guilty pleasure on the pipe side. I love cheap, inexpensive pipes. Maybe it's because I started with cheap pipes and haven't bought a bunch of expensive pipes. Uh, that makes the difference. But I do like, man, I love my Dr. Grabau. It is a fine smoking pipe. I really like the Mr. Brogue pipes. I've never had a Mr. Brogue pipe steer me wrong. Missouri Meerschaum, you guys, those guys out there in Missouri, which from Kansas we don't like Missouri. You know, the only part of Missouri we like is our sports teams. But you know, them are some great smoking pipes. You know, I never had a Nording. I never had a Savinelli. I've had a couple higher end Italian names that I can't pronounce pipes. You know, I have some EA Carry pipes, the Magic Inch pipes that are a touch. I say they're the next step up from super cheap like Medicos and Grabhouse. But that's a guilty pleasure too. So I want you guys to let me know what your guilty pleasures are. I packed this pipe horrible. I don't know if you guys can hear the gurgle on it. If you guys can hear how loose the draw is, that's all my fault. It has nothing to do with this pipe. I screwed this pipe up from the beginning. But the blend is great. It's Alamo. It's Brigadier Black, Alamo blend. Delicious, aromatic. Room note is gorgeous. The taste is perfect. The pipe is great shape, small bowl. So anyway, so let me know what your guilty pleasures are. If it's in the pipe community, if it's in real life, whatever it might be, let me know what your guilty pleasures are. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than my normal ones, but anyway, as Pipe I always says, I am what I am.